said, oh. So I went and I did my meditation and I said, give me the knowledge I need, that I desperately need today. And I woke up in Boston at a trade show. Not for the trade. And I went and I'm standing in line, little short line for the people who are going to exhibit and have booths. And this gentleman comes up behind me and says, hey, is this the right line to get your ticket if you're an exhibitor? And I said, well, if you pre-registered, this is the right line. But if you're not smart enough to do that, if you're one of those other dumb people, then you're going to be waiting in that long line over there. And he says, oh, I'm one of those dumb people. And he goes to that line. I'm the next person up. I'm here to pick up my badge because I'm really intelligent and pre-registered. And he says, no, you didn't. And next thing you know, I'm at the back of that line. Behind the cowboy who I just said, you know, for the dummies, that's the one. All of a sudden, I'm behind him in that line. And that's the way God works, because in that hat that I could not see if he was facing me, because cowboys tilt their hat like this, and in the back was a piece of wheat so big that I told him, that looks like Jurassic wheat or something. And he said, it is. And I said, well, tell me about it. He said, well, this wheat is the most ancient wheat on earth. It's far more potent than any other wheat. People who are allergic to wheat aren't allergic to it. And it tastes amazing. And we're about to reintroduce it to the world. And I said, how does the wheatgrass taste? And he said, wheat what? I said, wheatgrass. He said, what's that? I said, I'm your new partner. So many kings in Egypt. It was discovered in an urn buried with one of the privileged people of society. I'm not sure that it was a king, but I know that they didn't bury people in pyramids with food for the next life if you weren't very important. And some scientists were studying this, and one of these urns was filled with grain, and the grain had not rotted, had not molded, had not been eaten by rats. It was preserved. And they took this grain that was determined to be over 2,000 to 5,000 years old.
Wow.
And they actually took and they tried to germinate it. And out of that urn, 7 of those kernels germinated. And when studied, this ancient form of wheat, it was discovered, only had 12 chromosome pairs. That's like primordial. That's like a dinosaur. Okay? In its ancientness, I mean, all foods today have many more chromosome pairs. So this ancient, simple food had not been consumed on earth for thousands of years, and 7 of these kernels germinated. And we took those 7 kernels and we propagated them until we had an acre. We took that acre and propagated it until we introduced this ancient food to the world. And it was brought to me, and I was fascinated by this ancient grain. And so I asked the farmers from Montana. It was a Mormon family, and the Mormon church was very interested in food that could be stored for a long period of time. So they were fascinated by this grain that had been stored for thousands of years and still germinated. And so I wanted to get exclusive rights to make wheatgrass out of this ancient grain. And I had to go up to Montana, and I had to live with this family for 10 days, and I had hair longer than I do today. And I was a skinny little vegan, hippie now with my Birkenstocks and my tie-dye t-shirts. I look like David Swillenny. And I went up there, and they didn't like me the minute they saw me. You know, they knew, who was this LA boy? But every day I went and worked with them in the fields, and at night I slept in my truck. I said, I'm not going to sleep in your house until you welcome me into your family. And they thought, wow, they couldn't believe it. The 10th morning, Mrs. Quinn came out, she knocked on my door, she said, we're going to give you exclusive rights to Kamut, because we see your heart, we see your soul, and yeah, we don't understand your long hair, we don't understand why you're wearing Birkenstocks when it's 10 below, we don't understand you, but we love you. And so I hope that that'll be the same. I know they're not that easy to understand, but I hope that we can learn to love each other because I love you so much and I want to heal you and your family and 10 generations of your family to come.